Good morning, and another fine Friday morning, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Wow. The weeks are crazy, really, because it only seems yesterday that I was here looking at Monday morning. Monday. Beautiful Monday. And here it is, Friday. Murky. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God the week is over. But I actually am not thanking God the week is over, because it's been a very interesting week. We've had some shocking news. It keeps on coming. The picture is growing of a world order, as our correspondent Liza Page would say. The world order is completely out of control, completely dissolved, completely broken. So nobody knows what to do. But because politicians' posture is they keep telling us what wonderful things they're doing, and then things get worse, particularly the state of the economy. Yeah. If I hear one more politician tell us how well they're doing in putting things together, I will actually, bloody bang them on the head with a rolling pin. Knock some sense into them. All right, we better take a look at the day's news, because it's there and it won't go away. And this morning, it's about Brexit in the main, and my view is, as usual, what's happening is that our leaders are showing complete lack of leadership again, complete and utter disdain for what people have voted for, complete and utter disdain for what's going on, and actually is, if we say we've got a centre-left government at the moment, it just shows what useless bloody tits they are. We've now lost our prime position in NATO. The French Germans are taking over. We are giving in to the Northern Irish question on Brexit. The economy is still in a rotten state. We've got a cost of living crisis that won't go away, despite the fact that some prices and costs are coming down. We've got people being thrown into the jug almost because they can't pay their fuel bills. Is there anything good? Is there anything good? Well, there might be one or two things, but certainly not on the sporting front, where it looks as if some of the Middle Eastern states that we refuse to do business with, because they they treat their citizens, or at least those people who are in the country who are not citizens, badly, are going to buy out football teams, our top football teams. Could you ever imagine a little island like this, that is punched above its weight for so many years, being put to the sword by people who have never punched above their weight? in the past. No, you can't. Well, get used to it. Right, okay. The Financial Times today is the lead paper. Sunak gamble on Brexit endgame spurs warning from Eurosceptics. Right, so those people who are supporters of Brexit are saying to Sunak that strike a deal that will solve post-Brexit trading agreements in Northern Ireland that doesn't favour the UK is concerned that it's going too far to accommodate the EU. However, the FT has got several things on its front page. It shows Ukrainian soldiers undergoing training in the UK. An article that says that the country's war with Russia is draining ammunition stocks. Yeah, well, I mean, it's very good because we took the lead. When France and Germany were busy gazing at the navels and saying, ooh, ah, we took the lead. And now it's time for them to actually cough up some stuff and start to give it to the Ukrainians. I say it's time unless we suddenly decide we're not going to support Ukraine. But this half-hearted stuff just shows the shallow and stupid nature of our leaders. And I don't care which democracy you're talking about. Democracy has had it for the moment. We don't get, as they say, you can't get the staff. The system needs overhaul because what it does is it puts in power those people who dither and dather and simply cannot bring themselves to do the right thing. Ha ha ha. So you see, the Daily Telegraph, Sunak flies in to hold last-ditch Brexit push. And that is that he has gone to... hang on, let's get a different one, shall we? Yes. He's gone to Northern Ireland to try and to reach a deal. He's gone to Belfast, and then he'll go on to Munich to meet the French and the German leaders, as well as those from the European Commission. The paper's main page shows actress Helen Bonham Carter at the funeral of designer Vivienne Westwood. Well, there we go. There's more discussions, more talk on something that was put to bed 3 years ago, as far as we're all concerned. The Times also goes on Sunak holds Belfast talks to his Brexit deal. But since most of his party don't think the Brexit deal is that hot, do we want it sold? Perhaps it would be a good thing if it actually tripped up at this level and forced us back to the dispatch box. It's a similar front page of the Times, which says Sunak is embarking on frenetic diplomacy to try to sell his Brexit deal to the Democratic Unionist Party, alongside an image of Bully, that's Nicola Bully. The paper also reports on the Home Secretary's concerns. Well, there you go. Hi. Okay. Well, now we get back to a lady who's disappeared from the face of the earth, Nicola Bully, who is. I mean, one wonders why the possible abduction or disappearance or possible drowning. She may still be drowned of this lady is causing such concern. Front page news every day. And now Suella Braverman has got into the act because she is concerned at the police conduct in the probe. The Mail says that Lancashire police have referred themselves to the police watchdog over the contact they had with Bully before her disappearance. And the contact was to do with the fact that the lady seems to have an alcohol problem, and also there's some emotional stress. So it appears now that the police have had knew this, and perhaps that's why they're making such a fuss to try and to sort out the thing, because the police have a track record of being dismissive of anything that doesn't fall into their little pattern. Yes, that's right. I'm afraid that it's so. Metro, just focus on finding Nikki. And it is there. It's what the paper is saying is that relatives is the Bully family have urged people not to make up wild theories about the state of mind of their daughter and relative, a member of their family. And why? Because they say that it has very little to do with the fact that she's gone missing. And it's the family are finding that her reputation being dragged through the mud is wearing them down. And I can understand that. The Sun, don't be afraid, Nikki, come home. What the Sun says is that Nikki is alive, and the search should continue. But it also says that the remarks by her family telling her not to be scared and to come home is really nobody's business but their own. There's also another little scandal. Apparently, the South Park cartoon has roasted Prince Harry and his wife Meghan, and some people say that he's gone too far. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Right, the Daily Express. Nicola's family beg for an end to appalling rumours. And they once again are saying the Buller family is calling for the appalling speculation around her private life to be brought to an end. And this is a little front page issue. The paper also reports on the dementia diagnosis of actor Bruce Willis. He's been diagnosed with dementia. It must be an awful thing. I hope they don't diagnose me with that. I must say that as you get forgetful, you think, oh, I wonder. Not something to laugh at, I know, but if I don't laugh at it, I'll actually go potty. That's about it, isn't it? If you don't laugh at dementia, you go potty. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. I hope that I don't have dementia. I hope that the forgetfulness that I do have is old age. And Stuart Dolby says that he's been diagnosed with something like, I think it's a 6-second dementia or amnesia or whatever. In other words, when he starts to think about a name, it takes him 6 seconds to actually come up with it. And that's more or less me. I start off a sentence and I know who I want to talk about. If I keep going for 6 minutes, 6 seconds or so, it's normally it comes to me. So that's a bit of a hope. Right. Okay. We're back to Nicola Sturgeon now, because let us see. We should have. There we go. There is Sturgeon, and apparently, I put up the photograph of Liz Truss in place of Sturgeon yesterday. I must say there are some similarities, but in the trying to do everything yourself it's perfectly possible, but you can get really sidetracked into thinking, oh, that's it, and your mind doesn't actually question what you're doing. So I do apologize, Nicola, but just so you see what I talk about, there's Nicola and there's Liz Truss. There's both full round faces. They're both rather attractive in their funny way. Uh, both with a smile that could actually skin a cat. But anyway, The Guardian, Sturgeon exit delays a vote on independence by 5 years. They say that Scottish independence has been set back by 5 years. So it won't be in the news for another 5 years. Thank God it shouldn't be in the news at all. But, all right. Now, I'm sure that Stuart, when he's in a little later, is going to talk about this. But he will undoubtedly show us that all is not well in the energy department. All is absolutely not well, and I think there's going to be a whole host of scandals that comes out when this is all over, if it ever is all over. But the energy crisis, right? Okay, I think that we can. I think we can take down Nicola Sturgeon now, with any luck at all. Let's go to the energy first, because the I is a call for obscene energy profits to compensate victims of a prepaid meter scandal. And Stuart is up in arms about this. And as an expert, one has to listen to what he has to say. And this business of billions and billions of pounds, executives and shareholders and so on being paid bonuses and salaries way beyond what their activity in this issue has called for, because actually they've been useless as well. And they're sending in the heavies for those people who have to, first of all, be forced to be put on the pay as you go, and then when they can't pay as you go, being harassed by independent but nonetheless representatives of the gas companies, having a go at them because they can't pay their bills. I'd like to see them try it again, try my front door. There's still with a lot of other people. The Mirror. How can this be right? The gas owners rake in 3.3 billion, and the many people are without and unable to buy the gas, pay their gas bill. And yes, I can't understand why my small, very small pad has had its bill triple. But it says that one case study that they've done is someone who's had to pay a gas bill from his funeral fund because the gas bill has quadrupled this last quarter. How can this be right? Says the headline of the Mirror. How can this be right? Well, sometimes the Mirror can be screaming heebie-jeebie, but it's absolutely right to ask this question now. It compares the user's plight with the £1 billion profits reported by Centrica, who owns British Gas. I'm back again. Take a look. Rare breed. When your grandchildren ask about this time in the history, you'll be able to say, I saw him in the flesh. Ding dong, ding dong. The Star now is the Star is got a wonderful story, and I don't think that we've got to pull up if we can. It's something that is just making me howl with laughter because they say that the amount of sleep that we're getting. Let's give you the details. It's kind of interesting from the Star, and we'll try hard to see whether we can find it. What they're saying is we're becoming a nation of zombies. That we all walking around like something out of a science fiction um, movie because we're not getting enough sleep. And it says that the nation has poor sleeping patterns and that the cost of living crisis is partly to blame. According to the paper, only a quarter of Brits get 5 hours sleep, and more than 90% wake up in the middle of the night. 13% are too tired for rumpy pumpy. I haven't heard that phrase for a little while. Rumpy pumpy, the paper says. So they're going without sex. Oh, dear, 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 dear. Dear, 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 dear. We are in trouble, aren't we? I can't see this. I've got that picture of the zombies. I thought they were rather amusing. If I can lay my hands on them, it's to tell us, to remind us that we are in dreadful trouble because we become incapable of handling our day-to-day bits and pieces. No, I haven't got the zombies. They're actually wonderful zombies. Okay, let's take a look because we say on this program we are local, not parochial. And actually, we bring to you a lot of issues and a lot of people to interview from very many parts of the world, simply because we think that much of much goes on in the world really does affect us in Lewis, and we can take a local tie on it. But let's just take a look at the what's going on. Fresh Hope Seaside Eyesore could be transformed into a cafe and community space. That is from Shoreham, where an eyesore could be transformed into a cafe. Yes, okay. I can see a picture. I can't bring it to you, unfortunately, but it is an eyesore, and it's Shoreham Beach that could be transformed into a cafe if Ada District Council gets its finger out, and at the moment it's a rundown toilet block on the beach. I don't think we will actually. I don't think we actually hold out much hope for that. I've seen all these things before. Right, an investigation is underway from large amounts of cannabis, which has been seized from a Littlehampton house, and a significant quantity of cannabis has been seized from a residential property in Littlehampton. And police officers have been carrying large bags of the plants into their van from the property in Purbeck Place, with multiple officers on the scene. And there we are, the drugs bust. It's a bust. A group of youths commit multiple assaults and damage cars. Now, there's a pattern emerging here. Almost every day we find that somebody has been knifed, and this isn't the only one. This is in Cuckfield. They are roaming around damaging cars, just a bit of fun. And the police system situation, they have system, as it is at the moment, can't deal with them because there is no Bobby on the beat. No Bobby on the beat. So by the time that they've actually roared in from either Lewis or Eastbourne, it's too late. It is silly. It is very silly. And a group of youths have committed multiple assaults, and that's the most worrying thing, and damaged cars in Cuckfield. 3 assaults took place in Blunt's Wood on Monday. At about 3 p.m., a teenage boy reported being assaulted by a group of youths. And shortly afterwards, another teenage boy also reported being assaulted by a second group of youths, although maybe the first one repeated. This business of assault, it's worrying. To say the least, it's worrying. Because if they get confidence in assaulting young boys, they won't be long before women who are unprotected will come under their hammer. And then, if they really get bold, they'll have a go at people like me. I'll go down fighting, but nonetheless, I don't really want to go down fighting. Thank you very much. Right. Oh dear. McDonald's has put up a price of key items, including burgers and drinks. That tells us all sorts of things. 7 symptoms as norovirus bug does the rounds. We're still worried about COVID. And that's a story in itself. 3 people are killed in a horror crash. Okay. 3 people are killed in a horror crash in Eastbourne, and they're named by the police. I'm not going to name them yet. There are plenty of places that you can find out the names. And anyway, it's traditional, as it were. So you can bet your bottom dollar that the people concerned already know. Right, now, what's the other thing that we normally do here? Is here it goes. It's a nasty little laugh, isn't it? Evil little laugh. I just love it. I just love him. That's January or Sir January, the medieval knight that sits in the Priory Park, keeping an eye on absolutely everything, but quite emotionless, and is one of the steady rocks in our society as we get all turned over. Well, let's take us to 9 o'clock. We're now going to disappear for half an hour. We'll be back with a little program. And then we should, at 10 o'clock, see a combination of Stuart Dolby, who is going to take a look at this scandal around the price of fuel, energy, and Melissa Conti, who comes in to give us the latest of goings on in America from New York. Right, okay. We'll be back shortly, and we need to say goodbye. Well, no, we're not goodbye. Really, it's toodle pip, and we'll say toodle pip, and we will be back in 30 minutes. 29 minutes now. Good to have you with us. Toodles.